The new Nanoleaf lines are a lot of things, and unique is certainly one of them. Just like the name, they're an array of lines connected by hexagons to form a unique backlit focal point, but from a cost perspective, they aren't cheap. So this video is really about answering if they're worth it. After all, you can get the really budget-friendly Essentials light bulb or the Nanoleaf Essentials light strip for a fraction of the cost. Still, having that smart functionality, HomeKit integration, and they're also thread enabled. But for the unique design that creates this immersive focal point that I would say doubles as art, the comparable options become a lot slimmer. And again, the cost of those more unique options is pretty high no matter what you choose. First, I'll show you what my configuration looks like. Nanoleaf was kind enough to send a lot of items here. A starter pack of the Nanoleaf lines, which came with 9 lines, hexagons, connectors, and a built-in remote. This is valued at $279.99 Canadian. Then they gave an extension pack of 3 more lines valued at $99 Canadian. And yes, the color of these are white, but that's why I also got 2 packs of their matte black skins to cover the lights and the extensions. This is valued at $30 each, or $60 total. This all comes together to form what you're seeing today on my wall, and the total of this whole package retails at $420 Canadian. Understandably, that's a lot more money than some people are willing to pay for smart lighting, and while you can save on your Nanoleaf purchase using code VittorTech at checkout, there's a lot of unique features that lead to this being the cost that it is. So first up is the way that you set these up. If you've seen my Elements review, then you already know how easy Nanoleaf makes this setup. Through the Nanoleaf app, there's a layout assistant that helps you plan out your design, and then AR to help you plan what it's actually going to look like on your wall. And a quick disclosure, by the way, so I didn't read the instructions when setting these up. You're supposed to assemble your design and then take the whole thing and stick it to your wall. That way everything's connected in a straight line how you want it, and it just lines up nicely. Instead, I used the AR in the app to determine where I wanted it, and use the AR to point exactly where the main remote connector would go, as that's what the wire is going to plug into. From there, one by one, I stuck each line and connector up. This way worked, and I love the ability to leverage AR in such a practical way to set these up. After that, I installed the matte black skins simply by pressing them into place one by one. A nice touch is that the remote is modular and sits on top of the connector, so you can attach it to any node that you want. It doesn't, however, come with the skin, so if you're using the matte black skins like I am, that will remain white along with the entire cord. After that, there's no setup required, and they work immediately by using the remote. But integrating them with the app is where you get so many unique features. First up, this design is modular and has a patented feature called Layout Detect. And because they all connect to these nodes, it understands the layout you have, even showing the design automatically through the Nanoleaf app, but also enabling smooth gradients to shift across the whole design as one functioning design and not acting as independent lines. I was concerned about how they would all interact with each other, but after testing, it actually looks really polished. Next up, we have dynamic lighting effects, and this really shows off the vibrant range of those 16 million colors that they boast. They have scenes in the app that are pre-made, and they take advantage of each strip having 2 color zones, meaning halfway through the line, you can change the color, which is a really unique feature and something that's usually only included on some TV light strips like the Govee light strip I recently did a review on. It is certainly one of the many reasons leading to this expensive price point, but it adds a unique option for customization, and there's a lot of people who will really enjoy this. Because they're more targeted at gaming setups or entertainment setups, they have some integrated features like screen mirroring that uses the Nanoleaf desktop app to pull the colors of your desktop into the lines for a more immersive experience. This of course makes a lot more sense if your monitor is up against a wall or if your lights are above your TV. Next up is that these are thread enabled, and I previously did a deeper explanation of thread and why it helps your smart home, but just know it's a new protocol that lets your smart home products talk to each other instead of sending your command to the router and back. It speeds up the response rate if you have a large home, and it really is the future of smart homes. For more detailed explanations, watch my Nanoleaf Essentials review, but just know this is a really important feature working for you in the background. Lines are also compatible with all your favorite smart homes, including HomeKit, Google, Amazon Alexa, and Razer Chroma. Also If This Then That, Flick, and Samsung SmartThings. So you can set them up to work on automations in your traditional smart home app without even needing the Nanoleaf app. Of course, if you're only using the Nanoleaf app, it also pulls in all of your smart lights from HomeKit, making it a unified experience on its own. Nanoleaf lines are in a league of their own when it comes to the form factor and the look and feel, equally as unique as their shapes and hexagons line up. And even though the price is relatively in line across these different forms, there are some key differences with the lines. First up, the lines are a floating design that glows as a backlight, meaning the effectiveness of the lights depends heavily on the surface they're attached to, versus other lights like the hexagons lineup that shine outward. Second, the design leads to a loss in touch functionality that was previously on the shapes and hexagons lineups. Previously, you could set hexagons or shapes to transform into individual buttons and integrate them with your smart home to work with all of your other accessories. And while this feature didn't make the cut due to the form factor of the lines, it previously had some glitches like randomly turning on at night if you had that feature enabled, so it's not as big of a drawback as you might have originally thought. Finally, the Nanoleaf lines aren't cross-compatible with the shapes lineup, so you can't buy one of each and fuse them together, a downside to those looking to expand their existing shapes or future collections. So overall, the question is, are the Nanoleaf lines worth the cost? Oversimplifying these as smart lights, you'd be quick to say no. After all, you can buy the Nanoleaf Essentials light bulb for $25 or the light strip for $70. But then when you look at it through the lens of a centerpiece, of wall art, plus the thread connectivity, plus the interactivity for things like your desktop screen, the 2 color zones on each of the lines, and finally that unique design that others just aren't doing, the price becomes a little more justified. Now, if you want to save on the Nanoleaf lines, use the coupon code VittorTech at checkout to save on your purchase. While I can understand why these are priced at $279 Canadian, my only wish is that the extension lights could be a little more affordable. While my configuration cost $420, let me know in the comments if this is something that you would pick up and how you'll be using the Nanoleaf lines. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.